Today, more restrictions have been lifted in Melbourne. Of course, none of this to do with health, all of this to do with politics, because remember, an announcement a day keeps the inquiry away. When it comes to Daniel Andrews, the 25... Now, remember the Goldilocks science of all of this a couple of weeks ago? 4 kilometres safe, 6 kilometres will kill you, 5 kilometres just right. And then it became 24 kilometres is okay, 26 will kill you, and 25 is just right. Well, guess what? That's all now disappearing. And you'll even be able to go into regional Victoria, God forbid. And if the New South Wales Premier is watching, get rid of that border, okay? They've gone a week of zeros. You've had the same. Get rid of that border now. I know all of them are going to get rid of it for December, but please, get rid of it now. Anyway, here's Daniel Andrews with a new backdrop. Gone is the purple, now is the bright lights of freedom.
But we'll only be able to make those changes, take those steps, which is the last step before we reach that COVID normal, which we will lock in well ahead of Christmas with the aim of having that COVID normal Christmas and maintaining those settings, at least those settings, and maybe even going further again throughout 2021. We'll only get to that point if each of us fundamentally acknowledge this point.
And of course you must keep wearing a mask, says Chairman Dan.
You need to wear them, and you need to wear them properly. And around your neck is not wearing your mask properly.
There's a joke about ears, but don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Michael Kroger, this, of course, is the Political Management Now, which is an announcement a day about good news. But again, the Goldilocks of this, right? Tonight, 26 Ks will kill you. Tomorrow, go nuts.
Mate, Andrew's bungling of this is something that will live on in everyone's memory forever. I mean, I remember at the beginning you couldn't play golf because you could die on a golf course. People were crowded into supermarkets, but you couldn't go to a funeral, you couldn't go to church, you couldn't go to a restaurant or a small bar or a cafe. Yet, walking tracks were crowded with people. The inconsistencies and the basic errors for months which have plundered the Victorian economy to crisis are legendary. And what people don't realise is everyone's happy in Victoria now that we've had 8 or 9 days of no deaths and no cases. But wait till March, buddy, until JobKeeper stops. The economy in Victoria, which is already off the cliff, will be further down the Everest, crevice in April when businesses which have been smashed all across Victoria are either not going to reopen or are going to close. The economic carnage in this state, no one has even seen it. No one's even seen it.
Look, I also want to mention this too, and Liz, I know this is certainly of great importance to you personally, but it's philosophically important as well too. None of these leaders are doing enough to bring people of faith back in person. Now, all of these churches can do it socially distanced. The idea that we can have thousands of people at the footy but not hundreds of people in a church, we need to get past that. Social distancing, we all know, is going to be the key here. What do you think?
100%. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. And some of the rules in place, I was in church this morning and we were reminded you can't sing. You can't sing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what happened when the hymn kicked in, or the rock band, whatever you're into?
Well, I didn't know, so I was just letting
snaps.
rip. I was going nuts. But yeah, the rules that are currently in place are just ridiculous. And what Victorians are still suffering after 9 days of no deaths, no cases, nothing, and now we're supposed to rejoice that restrictions are being lifted. This is like congratulating the guy.
Well, this is the day that Dan has made.
Wow, yep, getting scriptural. Love it, Paul.
Just the old Sunday school.
It's just ridiculous. The price that has been paid, that has been paid for these small wins. We should be ripping the Band-Aids off by now and letting people loose. Instead, we've still got them fettered as if any minute now third wave's going to rear its ugly head. Let's get back to some normalcy in Victoria. It's completely ridiculous.
Now, of course,